Hello, Portland tech leaders. I'm here to talk to you about the social responsibility of nearshoring as a business model, which is over against offshoring, which is where many of your companies are sending jobs and projects to India, China, the Ukraine, the Philippines. I want to talk to you about bringing that to our neighbor right here. Who is our neighbor? Well, Canada's our neighbor, but they're doing fine. Other than a crack-smoking mayor, they're doing okay. Mexico's also our neighbor. They're not doing okay. They have cartel violence, illegal immigration, and terrible poverty. The question of who is our neighbor is not a new one. You know it's like 2,000 years old. The rich young ruler asked Jesus this question, and Jesus told him the story of the Good Samaritan. And that was the story of a guy getting robbed and beat up, and then all these religious people walked by, and the person that actually took care of him was the person who saw the need and did something about it. That was the definition of good neighbor. It had nothing to do with religion or belief system. So what I'm going to do for you this evening is tell you about two neighbors in the hope that you will see their need and maybe respond. Because if you respond to these people, it demonstrates your good neighborness, which we all know that we are here in the United States. The first one is Gabriel. Gabriel works for my company down in Mexico. He's a senior Java engineer. He was born into a poor family in Mexico City. His father repaired used bicycles to support the family. Gabriel, though, was a good student, and he went on to university at night. During the day, he worked in call centers. He made about $450 a month in the call centers. When he got his degree, he made a lot more. He ended up moving his way up over a period of a few years to the highest, really the middle class in Mexico, where he was making a lot of money, supporting his family. He bought the first car that his whole entire family had ever owned. That was Gabriel. The other one I want to tell you about is Paco, or Francisco. He's a functional software tester. He works for one of the companies here tonight, here in Portland, from Guadalajara. Paco's story is interesting. He's also well-educated, bilingual, travels, but 3 years ago, his father, who was actually a knowledge worker in Mexico, was working in the agave fields. He's an agricultural engineer, and his father was kidnapped by one of the cartels and taken away from the family and eventually killed. And that's his father there in the middle with the hat. That's his younger brother next to his father, the tall kid, who was born with a version of meningitis that makes him unable to take care of himself. So Paco, at his wage, basically cares for the entire family. And that's the impact that your work with our neighbor has on the lives of real software engineers in Mexico. Here's the reasons why you should care about that. There's actually a few of them, and I hope you take them with you tonight. The first one is you're not cold-hearted American imperialists, right? You know that we don't build economies with walls, we build them with bridges. And you care about jobs here, just like I do as a Portlander, and you care about jobs there. The other reason is that the healthier Mexico becomes, the healthier we become. That whole concept of a rising tide raises all ships. And that if we make them healthier, it has a tremendous impact in all areas of the society, which impacts our country here. First of all, it creates a middle class. That the stronger that the middle class is down there, the stronger the whole economy is. The wages for these knowledge workers, these software engineers, is 7 times living wage and 10 times the minimum wage. The minimum wage, by the way, is $5 a day in Mexico, about the cost of a latte. Also, right here in our backyard, getting a senior software engineer is very difficult. They're not sitting at home waiting for work. They're not only working their full-time job, they're also working side projects. So we need the help to burst the capacity and the growth of our own companies right here in Portland. And then the other reason is because we're creating clean jobs in Mexico. These aren't manufacturing jobs or rail cars or assembly jobs. These are clean jobs. These are middle wage jobs. These are jobs that are impacting the whole community. And then the last thing is the connectivity that we have with Mexico binds our nations together. And with technology and people, we can better compete with the European Union and Asia. And if we don't wake up to that reality, we're going to lose this battle anyway in the long run. And that's my presentation. Thank you.